G'day, Dave Brown here, continuing my journey of setting up Claude Cowork as a personalised thinking partner. And today I'm going to share the workflow that I've developed with Claude to complete a government grant application and the extraordinary efficiencies that AI delivered. So I guess we should start with something that we all know. A grant application can take 40 hours and often a lot more of unpaid work. For independent artists, every one of those hours is stolen from the creative work that we could be doing. That administrative burden, the budgets, the criteria compliance, the formatting, it's enormous. All for a 20 to 30% chance of success at best. And we're doing it alone without the staff or institutional support that funding companies take for granted. So, what if you had a collaborator? Not a tool that writes for you, but a thinking partner that works with you. One who understands your voice, knows your history, your projects, your values, who can draft, calculate, format and fact check, while you focus on the visioning and the slow brewed conceptualizing. Well, since January this year, 2026, we've all had access to that collaborator for around $28 Australian a month. Now, as you know, I use Claude Cowork, and my main reason is that it has an articulated AI safety code that I appreciate. So when you're setting up a workflow, what I've learned is that the single most important thing to understand is that Claude has no memory of past conversations. None. It knows you no better than the barista who makes your coffee. Every new chat starts from zero. So the first thing I do every time I begin a serious conversation is this. I say, Claude, before starting work, read Dave's dossier. After completing work, update the dossier with what you've learnt. That single instruction changes everything. Now, Dave's dossier is a reference document about me. My history, my work, my values, my voice, my philosophy, and creative practice. Claude has summarised it all in this compact dossier, this living document that grows with every session I do with Claude. It means that I never start from scratch. Every future application, every bio, every pitch that I do, every project draws on this same living source document. And it gets richer every time I use it. So here's the workflow. Does it require some setting up? Yes. But here's the thing, it's no extra work. It's actually existing work reorganized for a new AI paradigm. So step one, I create a grants folder and give Claude access. Step two, into that folder go all the documents I already have. Former applications, my program outline, the conceptual framework for the grant, the rationale, the budget drafts, the bios, the support material. These are documents that I already have or that I'm developing as part of this application. So step three, I add the empty application form and the funding body's criteria and guidelines to the folder. Then I ask Claude to read it all and draft responses to the key questions of the application. Now that first draft takes Claude about 5 minutes. Then I read what Claude's written and we iterate together. I refine, Claude responds, new ideas emerge, we sharpen the thinking, we clarify the voice, we shape the narrative thread through the whole document. Look, it's not rocket science. Anyone can do this. But there's a crucial principle, and that is quality in, quality out. Your ideas and programs need to be established and deeply thought through. The quality of the output is totally dependent on the quality you put in. And it's cumulative. Every outcome adds information to the dossier and supports the next application or whatever project you're looking at. Now, the thing is, this went way beyond just the written sections of the application. Claude built, for example, an Excel budget with formulas from my draft budget, calculated to hit the exact funding target. It mapped expenditure categories to the online form and verified zero variances. It created an ecology diagram for me and a project timeline, both as professional PDFs that I could include in the application. It generated a comprehensive 4-page CV for me from my dossier. Just about every document the application required was facilitated by Claude. A timeline, a risk assessment, success measures. The numbers speak for themselves. I estimate this saved me 30 to 40 hours at least. The entire application was completed in 3 days, not 3 weeks. All produced to a standard I couldn't have achieved alone without 3 weeks of work. It's amazingly powerful. 3 things matter here. Firstly, independent artists can now produce better applications in less time. Secondly, the dossier model means each application process becomes more efficient. And thirdly, the most important thing, is that the thinking stays yours. The AI handles the labour, you provide the vision and the voice. For an independent artist, it feels like you've suddenly got a team of very proficient people working with you on your creative vision, and that means a lot. It really does. So, the best place to start your AI thinking partner workflow is to build your dossier. And the best time to start was last week. And the second best time to start is right here and now. So, let's do it.